Yes, sir.
Movie looks good.
Thank you. Yeah,
It had to be fun to make with that cast too, right? Tell us about it.
It was so much fun. I mean, working with Monique and the legend Danny Glover and JB Smoove, and Kimberly Elise, Gabrielle Union. The energy you feel spilling off the screen is exactly how it was on set. Like, we just were having fun, laughing, and it was a great time.
A lot of star power. You show up here rooting for the Cowboys. You and I have crossed paths a couple times in New York.
Yep.
We're the same age. You grew up where?
In Brooklyn.
And we're the same age, which means that you lived through the LT era in New York City. Where do you come off rooting for Dallas? You are a disgrace to New York City, Omar Epps.
Goodness, really? No, look, Tony Dorsett was my guy growing up. That was my favorite player in the NFL, and he was on the Cowboys. I hated the Steelers growing up.
Blasphemous.
The Giants at that point had sucked. The Jets were non-existent, and I'm not a bandwagon jumper. Those were my guys. So we had the good 90s. And I've been rolling since then. We've been sucking for.
You realize it's very difficult for people to swallow the idea that you are a Cowboys fan from Brooklyn who's not a bandwagon jumper.
I'm a Renaissance man, man.
Maybe he jumped on the bandwagon once and then was loyal to it.
Let's be clear. We've communicated on several occasions in the past. We used to talk a lot. We used to text a lot. And then Dallas struggled last year.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't find you.
Yeah.
I mean, where were you? Because, it was almost Christmas. Was it filming at that particular moment in time? I mean, were you busy? Because I couldn't find you. I couldn't find you last year.
Wasn't nothing to talk about. Wasn't nothing to talk about. But you know, I'm a pretty harsh Cowboys fan, and I'm realistic.
Right, you are. That's true.
I'm realistic with it.
You're not the delusional ones I'm talking about.
Nah, now it's coming back around. So if Jerry could keep his hands out the pot and let this thing roll, we might have.
Do you think that Jerry Jones can do that when it comes to Tony Romo? First of all, it's a two-part question. Do you think that Tony Romo should be inserted into the starting lineup? And after you answer that question, do you think that Jerry Jones could keep his hand out of the cookie jar and just let things flow?
Okay. All three of y'all been doing this for a while. Let's just be honest, right? It's a wrap for Romo. 3 seasons in a row.
Well put.
You're getting some of the same nagging in your back, and you the QB. It's a wrap. So whether he comes back, this season, let's say if they get to the playoff push or something, that could happen. But the thing about football is it takes gel. It's not a microwave sport. These teams have to gel. They have to learn how to play with each other. And right now, we got a unit that's, and Dez is not even in this run.
Yep.
So when he comes back, they're going to have to find that rhythm because obviously he's going to want the ball. That's going to put more pressure on Dak. You know what I mean? So I think you just let them gel, let them play. The offense is starting to pick up. The defense is playing surprisingly better than I thought they would.
Right.
Because I think that's still a weak link. But if we beat Philly this weekend, that's going to say something to me. I want to see when we beat Green Bay, I thought that. But to be honest, Aaron Rodgers just played so bad. I kind of had to, they kind of beat themselves too. But Cowboys went in there and did what they had to do. But I'm looking forward to this week.
When you say, let's face it, it's a wrap for Romo, I know what you mean. I would keep him as the backup because you address the backup problem. The problem was they don't have a backup quarterback. They do have a backup quarterback. It's just not the guy you thought it would be.
Right.
On the other hand, doesn't that create an ongoing quarterback controversy? Dak has been rolling so far, but you lose a couple games in a row. Romo's sitting there ready to go. He has his adherents, who had played with him before, the owner, etc. Doesn't that mean you have an untradeable contract? Doesn't that mean you have an ongoing quarterback controversy in Dallas?
I don't think so because at the end of the day, when it comes to injuries, it's a young man's game. Once upon a time, I remember Romo was a backup. Who was the QB then?
I don't know. It's the Dallas Cowboys. Who gives a damn?
Was that Drew?
I don't remember.
Was that Drew Bledsoe?
I think it might have been. It might have been. It wasn't Quincy Carter. I know that much.
I think it might have been Drew. But he had to come in, and then that was it. You start winning games. The kid is winning. So you keep the kid on the front burner. The team is playing. I like him because he makes the team plays for this kid. You know what I mean? They have a synergy going. The running game is stout.
Who are you worried about most in the NFC East?
I mean, you always got to worry about them damn Giants, man. Honestly, because Eli is an assassin. Like people give him a lot of flack, but if you keep him in there, he will hunt you down. And you always got worried about them, You know, and we'll see how we play with.
Now, if the Giants do beat him for the division, or they lose a couple games in a row, and Stephen A. is texting you, he's not going to get back. I'm on that set of House or something. But that was canceled. They wrapped that 3 years ago.
Right.
Are you gonna go radio silent again?
No. We just I just ain't want to talk about it.
Yeah, he didn't want to talk about it. He just waited. We just went AWOL. I couldn't find him. Like, well, I'm in L.A. You told me holler at you when I'm in L.A. Where you at? Like, Cowboys losing. But look, let me get back to this movie, Almost Christmas, man. And you know what I love about it is that the cast you told me about. You know, obviously Gabrielle Union, she's been a friend of mine for years, love her dearly, and you know, and Danny Glover's a legend. You just see black actors, actresses doing their thing, particularly in this movie, and it makes me proud because I don't think y'all get enough credit for how hard it is to do what y'all are doing, where y'all are doing it, because Hollywood, obviously, to me, they need to be giving y'all a hell of a lot more work.
Hollywood's so white?
How did you feel doing this movie, and what kind of thoughts came through your mind in regards to that?
Well, to that point, I mean, that's part of why we had such a great time, you know? I mean, we've all been doing this for a while. You got young, new talent. David E. Talbot, who wrote and directed the film.
Yeah,
I mean, he
did
a brilliant job. You know, you got Will Power Packer, super producer.
Man.
So it's that thing where it's like when the stars are aligning, and I'm telling you, man, when this thing comes out November 11th, this is something you could take your family to, from grandma to the young kid. It's about the family having their first, you know, holiday dinner after the passing of the matriarch. So it's like, you know, the holidays are deep. For some people, you know, it could be a tough time because of things like that, but we have this functionally dysfunctional family like we all do. We all got auntie such and such and cousin such and such. But, you know, we work through the tribulations and come back together through love, and that's what it's about. At the end of the day, you only got your one family.
That grumpy uncle who shows up and thinks he's right about everything, but... You know who I'm talking about, right?
I see what you
don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. One of the other things I want to ask you, Max and I got into a debate about this yesterday. Tom Brady, because I know you know your football. Tom Brady's been balling since he's been back from Deflategate. He's already got 8 touchdowns, no interceptions, QBR 89, quarterback rating over 130. He's undefeated, already threw for over 1,000 yards. He's on pace to throw for 4,000 yards this season in 12 games. My attitude is, if the brother go 11-1 or run the table 12-0, he could be an MVP. Max's position is he don't give a damn what Brady does. He missed 4 games. You can't get the MVP when you miss 4 games. To that you say what?
Why not?
Because there are other. If your argument is he is so much better than the next best guy, that the next best guy, he only plays 75% of those games, and he's still more valuable, then I would say that you don't know what you're talking about. There's no way that Brady is so much better than this year so far, Phillip Rivers or Matt Ryan or someone, that he can wind up playing in. It's like in baseball if you missed 40 games, or in basketball if you missed 20 games.
Yeah, but
you're not as valuable.
But you know what? But you're talking about Tom Brady.
So
This is not some dude who's just, you know, having a hell of a season. This is Tom Brady. He's done this already.
All right.
He already has the numbers. You're talking about a Hall of Famer.
How's that make him more valuable this year than everybody?
Because he's Tom Brady, Max.
That's not an argument.
Part of it? What do you mean that's not an argument?
He's a legend.
Because of brand name.
Love history.
Because of brand name. That's all you're saying.
Because he's done
How do you know that this is better? Because of brand name.
That brands matter.
Because he missed 4 games, it'll lose the argument of imagine if he didn't miss those 4 games and had this type of season.
Right. Well, but let me flip that around. They're 3-1 without him. So if they go 9-3, they just did with him what they did without him. If they go 10-2, they're 1 game better. How is he the most valuable player? I don't see it.
What do you mean you don't see it? If he passed for 4,000 yards, if he throws for 32 touchdowns, like 400 touches, and if he got a QBR of 89 or 90, a quarterback rating of 132, and they win games.
So if Matt Ryan throws for 5,000 yards
and they miss the playoffs,
No,
let's say they
gotta
make the
win
playoffs.
games.
Let's say they make the playoffs, and he throws for 4,000. What's more, 5,000 or 4,000?
Well,
he played in fewer games.
How deep they go into the playoffs.
Can I tell you this?
It's not a per game value argument.
May I answer that question? Work with me here. If Matt Ryan threw for 5,000 yards and Tom Brady threw for 4,000 yards, and you're asking me what means more, I would say to you Tom Brady, because I can see Matt Ryan pad the numbers.
Right.
Because those are Brady yards.
And no, Brady
and 1
would've
Brady
done it in
yard
less
equals
games
2 other
too.
kind of
No,
yards.
it's not that. It's because Brady's probably the one that's going to go through the playoffs and get a real shot at a run at the Super Bowl.
Because he's on a Belichick team that does that.
Oh, really? So it's not Belichick having Brady.
Well,
it's Brady having
Brady
Belichick.
helps him. Obviously, Belichick just went 3-1 without him.
Let's be honest. Belichick and Brady, that's Jackson and Jordan.
That's right.
Can't have one without the other.
No. Except in that equation, it is clear, as great as Phil Jackson is, that Michael Jordan is the driver of that. And in this equation, it is clear that Belichick is the driver of it.
That's a decent argument.
That's a decent argument.
I'll give you that one.
I'll give him that one because I agree with that. With the Belichick.
I was just saying you can't have one without the other, not who's the driver.
Well, we will soon find out because Brady don't have that many more years in the league this year, and then by the middle of next, he's done.
Now, you know a little bit about basketball. A little bit. A little bit. Who's your team?
After Kobe retired, I don't have a dog in the race. I'm just enjoying.
How'd you feel about Durant going to the Warriors? Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Okay. To me, it's a lose-lose situation. Why? They already won a chip without you, so they don't need you to win the chip.
Yep.
If they win the chip with you, you didn't really help that. And if y'all don't win the chip, what was it all for? So I just don't get it.
That's well put. The problem is that KD is, in a sense, reverse engineering his greatness. The whole point of winning chips is I'm one of the central pieces of a championship team. The fact that we won a championship speaks to my greatness. But if you join a team like that already, how does it really speak to your greatness just because you got a chip? The caveat here is LeBron James is so great that when he has some help, other superstars around the league recognize we just need more. Like, to get over that hump, we need more. And I think that's what KD did. He saw LeBron, was like, all right, what's it going to take to get past that guy?
Do you think they'll repeat?
I think
Warriors?
they have the Warriors?
Yeah.
You're not going to repeat because they didn't win.
No. I mean, they'll win again, though.
We'll see.
Sounds like you're taking the Cavs.
Because
That sounds like a Cavs answer.
Well, I'm saying I was very, very impressed at what the Cavs did last year. Like, and I think that's one of those, to make it a box analogy, that took something out of that team. They young and they spry out of the Warriors in terms of legacy. Because you look at
definitely
Spurs having a run, having these runs. This is the team that has the moment right now. And I think Braun and them took a piece out of that team last year.
You could say that. Here's where I'm not challenging it, but I would say this. Harrison Barnes is gone. Andrew Bogut is gone. Draymond Green getting suspended game 5. Then Bogut getting hurt in that game and not really available for the last 2 games. Iguodala getting hurt game 6, not really available. I mean, for the rest of game 6 and game 7, he wasn't himself. I'm saying to you, this is the year, because if they go and get Kevin Durant and then turn around and lose again, that's when it's really, really bad. Now, that's bad.
I mean, but you're saying that like it's not possible. Like, I don't know why everybody's just thinking the Warriors just going to walk in like it's that easy to go to 3 back-to-back.
That's him. He's got them favored. I don't know. He's got them winning. I think they can win it, but I'm not ruling out the Cavs at all. But definitely it's a 2-horse race. I think it's the Cavs and the Warriors trilogy. Ain't no way in hell is going to be anybody else.
Well, you can't count out LeBron after. We just saw, you know what that was last year was Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. Once Ali upsets Foreman, which is impossible to do. Foreman 40-0, 37-9. He's going to kill Ali, and Ali upsets him. After that, tough to pick against Ali.
Right.
But this is like the next guy is even better than Foreman. Like, Foreman just went and reloaded. This is they took Harrison Barnes away, and they turned Harrison Barnes into Kevin Durant. Good luck, because that went 7 games last year.
By the way, he's got to get ready to go. Before you go, I can't. I was told I couldn't let you off the hook. Who's your best friend since high school?
Marlon Wayans, that's my boy. He texting you right now.
He's a hater. He said that you lying, that you're jumping off the bandwagon, that you're a diehard Lakers fan, and you just don't want to acknowledge it because.
Didn't I say?
No, you said Kobe. You said Kobe. You said Kobe. You said Kobe.
I said since Kobe left the league, I don't have a dog in the race.
Yeah, but he's saying that you do have a dog in the race. That's what he's trying to say about you.
No. Since Kobe left the league, the Lakers just ain't the same. It ain't the same.
You and Marlon have to play the newlywed game or something like that. He doesn't know you.
He's a bandwagon.
He doesn't know you.
Who's ever winning in the year? I'll tell you a quick story before I go. One time I went to a Lakers game. They was playing the Kings. This dude had on a Lakers jersey. They were up. And then when they went down, he took off that jersey.